Hola amigos, bienvenidos. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Thank you for tuning in, man. It's another beautiful day in the neighborhood. We are at the airport getting ready to go to Germany. Yes, heading to Germany. It's never been before. Oh, man, I'm excited about it. All right, so we up in the air now. It's about a 9-hour flight from Charlotte, North Carolina. And man, had a great lunch, had a great breakfast on there. And man, it was an awesome flight. And it was kind of crazy because it's my first time flying to Europe. And we flew at nighttime. And so when we left out, it got dark, but within 2 hours, it was back daylight. So it's like we kind of just skipped past the nighttime and it was back in the daylight. So we really didn't get much sleep over that particular course because, hey, it's back in the daytime. But we are in Frankfurt, pulling up to the airport. Very, very large airport, massive airport. Here in Frankfurt, getting ready to head to our destination for the night. And yeah, we didn't spend too much time in Frankfurt. We just kind of flew in and then got out of there. I noticed a lot of graffiti on the walls in Frankfurt. But like I said, we didn't spend any time there. Kind of just got in, get on the outskirts. So now we're in the small town that we're going to stay in for a few days. And of course, we got to pick up some groceries. We got to see what they got. Got to check the food out. You know, food is important. So we're checking out the grocery store. Beautiful, great selection. A lot of vegetarian things, a lot of vegan things in here. So it was perfect. And then we're at our first place that we're going to stay at. This is actually one of the family members' home. Yeah, so it's one of my brother-in-law's family members' home. So we're staying here for a few nights before we start traveling the country. And man, we were just amazed at the garden. It seems like everybody has gardens in this country. And just, man, everything's grew so big and abundant. Look at that zucchini, man. That's got to be the biggest zucchini I've ever seen. And I'm a farmer, or I grew crops and I grew vegetables. So I had a lot of zucchini, but that was massive. And so yeah, it's a beautiful garden. And I'm going to wrap up at the end of the video and just give you my thoughts on Germany as a whole. So yeah, I got a lot of thoughts on Germany, traveling around, and also Austria. Austria is a beautiful country. I want to talk about that also. But we're just checking out the garden here at this particular house. Man, it's amazing. Fruit trees, vegetables, tomatoes right there growing, squash, zucchini, you name it, man, in abundance. I never seen this squash before, but it was about the size of a small basketball. They've got the wood stocked up for winter. Everybody has wood. Everybody has wood. So, apple tree right in the backyard. Was actually in the neighbor's yard, but it's hanging over the fence, so I decided to get me an apple. Right here, I'm taking a walk in the neighborhood streets, see some chickens and roosters and all that stuff. More apple trees and fruit trees. Yep. Farmers everywhere. Man, this hill didn't look so steep, but it's pretty steep to run up, so got a little exercise in. Cornfield, just a beautiful place, just a beautiful scenery, beautiful area. But I'll talk more about it at the end. All right, here we're in one of the oldest cities in Germany, and we want to take a tour, checking out this little trike here. Pretty nice ride. But this is a wall that pretty much encompasses the whole downtown part of the city that was built, I think, back in the 1600s. I could be mistaken on this, but we saw so many old things in this particular country that it was absolutely amazing. But this wall goes around the whole city part, or I guess you can say downtown area. It's just a massive wall. Man, look at that, for protection. Just massive, and man, just beautiful, just beautiful. All right, now we're heading to the resort. So we left where we were at, and we're heading across the country to a nice, it's a U.S. military resort. So we checked in, and man, I'm checking out the food. I gotta see what's up. Like, what do we have? The buffet. Yeah, checking it out. Now, it's not an all-inclusive, so you got to pay for the food and the breakfast and the lunch and whatnot. So it's not really what I'm used to, like back in, say, the DR. But it had good food there. It had very good buffet and absolutely beautiful in front of the resort here. Amazing. That's not why. You know what? I thought about doing this. Like, I thought about getting in one of these gliders and doing it. But you know what? I decided I might want to stay on the ground. I might do it next time. I plan on going back. So I might get up there and do the hang glide and all that stuff. Man, it looks amazing. It looks fun. I can just imagine the view. They were up there for a long time, so I never saw one get out of control or start spinning real fast, because yeah, that would yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. It gets out of control, gets to spinning, and then you know it's over. All right, so we're leaving the resort. I think we're about to go check out a small castle, or a small castle area that was owned by one of the, what did he call it, the prince, or one of the rulers of the country back in the late 1800s. So we're going to check out one of his castles and one of his properties that he had built and constructed. Absolutely beautiful. So we're just driving through a few of the towns to get there. It's about maybe a 25-minute drive, but we just go through some of the towns and we're checking out the mountains and just the scenery and the buildings and just the culture. So we're here at the place, we're here at the castle area. Absolutely beautiful grounds. Absolutely beautiful grounds. Amazing. Man. Now the castle, I guess you could call this a castle. That's what they call it. It's not the biggest castle, but I mean, compared to castles, it's fairly small, but compared to a regular house, it's massive. It's massive compared to a regular house. But just look at the views from the front to the back. The garden area is absolutely amazing. Just a beautiful property. Just an absolutely stunning property. I can't say enough about this particular property, how it's laid out, the views, the flowers, how they did it from the front to the back. Just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Wow. What is that? Raw. Now, as you can see, the place, you know, it does take some maintenance, but wow, beautiful. right, so man, what an amazing property. So we left the castle area. We come to get some lunch here at this nice little cozy restaurant. Beautiful scenery, beautiful flowers. The food was very good. Man, it was just a great day. Just a great day.
Favorite, the cheese factory, the gift shop, and even the boarding school. So the boarding school that houses right out of the monastery is very famous, very well known in this region, particularly well known for its humanistic studies. So things like Greek, Latin, they've got an observatory, so kind of all things science related as well. The monastery itself is quite beautiful on the inside. The cheese factory is very, very delicious. They actually just recently won an award by sending their cheese to a contest in Japan. So, very interesting. We do a tour to the monastery. This tour also includes a schnapps tasting. So if anybody is a fan of schnapps, I highly recommend trying to get your hands on some sort of Ettal schnapps while you are here. The town of Ettal itself is actually probably a lot bigger than you think. It has a population of about 800 people. This town itself extends all the way to Linderhof Palace. So Linderhof Palace is one of the 3 castles/palaces that King Ludwig II built during his lifetime. Linderhof being the only one that he fully completed and the one that he lived in throughout his life. The other one is going to be Herrenchiemsee, modeled on the outside. So we are now reaching the Alpine coaster. So if you guys look up to the left a little bit, kind of behind us now, you would see the chairlift that takes you up there. The Alpine coaster is very, very fun if you have not had the opportunity to go there yet. So you take a chairlift, kind of like a ski lift to go. And then we only have about a 10-minute drive to reach our second destination, the Biestkirche. We'll talk about what made that church historic in that kind of drive. So that 10-minute drive gave you guys some context for the church. After you guys have some time exploring the church, you can feel free to join us next door at the Cafe Schweiger, for a donut and whatever beverage you would like to pair with that. So the donuts are very, very delicious. They've also got some cheesecakes. At the Cafe Time for Lee Park. If you choose to join us, if not, we will tell you the time to meet after that. Tentatively leaving the castle around 3:30. Tentatively arriving back to the hotel around 5. That's kind of the game plan for today.
Alright, so then we're at a little gift shop. You can go and get souvenirs and nice little trinket things. So it's cool to go in there and take a look and see what all they had. And also the lady that owned the place, she lives on top, so she's there, I guess, 24/7. So nice little shop. All right, so we're back on the road, checking out the views, getting ready to head to this church, or I guess you can call it a church, but it was built by the Catholic Church, I think in the late 1600s. Man, it's massive. Late 1600s or the early 1700s. And it's really it's a story behind it where a lady was having a hard time, and that's the original church, but the lady was having a hard time, and she was crying and she was wailing, and then she saw a statue of Jesus, a wooden statue with Jesus crying with a tear coming out of the statue. So they had the statue in that small church right up front, but then the Catholic Church heard about it and they decided to build this church so they can house the Jesus, the crying Jesus, in this place. And it's absolutely massive, beautiful. The decorations, the detail is amazing. I was just in awe. Beautiful, beautiful.
We're gonna miss our bus.
There's some
But they
cows.
had some cows over there. All right, guys.
Cool.
Done showing off the
Fighting.
group.
Have some fun fighting. Yeah.
Did you want to see the?
All right, guys, so that's about it for this video, but I'm going to wrap up on the next video. Just my thoughts on Germany, the country, some things that I saw. I was very intrigued and motivated and inspired by some of the things I saw, which were amazing. But there's also some things that I didn't really care for that I saw over in Germany. So I'm going to wrap up that on the next video. But guys, thanks for watching, and remember to watch out for coconuts. Peace.